Hello once again, this is your instructor Stephen Burns, and in this video we're going to talk quickly about color balancing your image. Now, in future tutorials I'm going to be doing training on color balancing utilizing your curves commands or even your levels commands, but for the beginning students I'm really going to give you some simple tools to just color balance your image. I think it's going to be pretty easy to understand because of its use of sliders. Now once again we begin learning the use of layers on day one of the beginning class, and I'm going to select the background copy as the image to be photographed. And remember, Photoshop only works on one layer at a time, so now that this one is selected, that's the one that's going to be applied to in terms of Photoshop's commands. So we're going to go to our image menu, adjustment. Why? Because we're going to make a color or tonal adjustment to an image. Select color balance. We're going to keep this simple, and color balance will give you your options for correcting your red, green, and blue, and their opposites, cyan, magenta, and yellow. So the opposite of red is cyan, magenta from green, and yellow from blue. And after a while you'll learn to memorize these colors, okay, and their opposites. So if we take a look at the image, first of all, it's dominated by yellow. So let's deal with that color first. We can manipulate the shadows, midtones, and highlights independently. So if we pull, we're going to start with the midtones, pull toward its opposite, which is blue, and we can see some correction. Now I'm going to stop here. We don't want to get too blue. Now we're going to assess the color that is most dominating now. So I'm going to assume this shirt is going to be white, more of a pure white. And right now I'm starting to see a pinkish color, which is more of a reddish color. So let's go to the reds and pull away from the opposite, again staying in midtones. And so you can see we're starting to color balance. Okay, the whites are getting cleaner. Okay, so we're going to look into the highlights. The midtones is his face. The shadow areas, or it's his hair, as well as right down in here. Now, let's pull this over to the side. We're going to start color balancing the highlights. That's the walls and his shirt. If we look up here in the walls, it looks a little more golden, a little more yellowish. It's warm. So select the highlights, pull it away from the yellows towards its opposite, and the whites start to clean up. Look at the shirt especially. It really starts to clean up. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of getting you to visually assess what color is dominating, and then using your eye-hand connection to color balance this out. And later on we'll show you more neat little tips and tricks on how to color balance an image very quickly. So now I'm going to look more in the shadow regions, right down in here, and in the hair. The hair, as well as these darker portions in the drum scanner, is not as black as they could be. And we're going to basically increase the contrast or the richness in the darker portions by giving it its proper color balance. The color within shadows is basically blue. The opposite of blue is yellow. If you take your camera and you photograph within a shady area, blue is going to dominate that area. So let's select the shadows. Instead of yellow, we're going to pull it toward the blue and pay strict attention. In fact, let's go in here and zoom in close so that we can get a better feel as to what this is going to look like. Okay, I just zoomed in close, shadow is selected, pull it away from the yellow toward its opposite blue. Let's see what's going on. Look at that. Control minus, zoom down. It's a little bit too much blue in my opinion. So I'm going to pull it out just a little bit, warm it up just a little bit. And I'm starting to notice in the highlight areas, still looking a little bit warm. Go to the highlights, pull it toward the blue, And I might color correct it more by pulling it away from red and toward, there it is. Look at those highlights. Really clean up in there. Now, keep in mind that your brain is a magnificent computer. You've actually completely forgotten what this used to look like. So if I turn off the preview, that's what it used to look like. Now, this is what we have. What it used to look like and what we have. We're going to click OK and we're done. And take a look at your layers. This one's been affected, so we can turn this off. Before and after. Before and after. Okay, so that's just a simple tutorial using color balance for basic color correction. And as I mentioned, later on we're going to get into more advanced techniques for picking your shadows and your highlights and midtones and correcting them accurately.